In the small, mountain-encircled town of Shadow's Crest, the days were painted in hues of twilight, and the nights swathed in an impenetrable darkness after the sun's mysterious disappearance. This once vibrant place, known for its breathtaking sunrise and the vivid colors of the dusk, had become a realm of endless night. The townsfolk whispered of a curse, while others spoke of a more scientific anomaly, but no one knew the truth. Amidst this eternal gloom lived Emily, a brave young woman with long dark hair and piercing green eyes that seemed almost luminous against the omnipresent shadows. Emily, with her insatiable curiosity and a heart as fierce as the sun that the town had lost, refused to accept this darkness as their new reality. Beside her stood Thomas, her loyal best friend, whose practical and logical mind often served as the anchor to her soaring spirit. Thomas, tall and slender, with glasses perched on the bridge of his nose and hair as unruly as his thoughts, often joked about their predicament, but his humor did little to mask his concern. The darkness had birthed more than just fear and uncertainty among the townspeople. It had awakened the shadow creatures, sinister beings that seemed to be woven from the very night itself. They lurked in the corners of one's eye, their glowing red eyes the only hint of their presence before they vanished into the inky blackness. No one knew where they came from or what they wanted, but their malice was palpable, a cold whisper against the skin in the dead of night. Determined to uncover the truth and restore light to their town, Emily and Thomas embarked on a perilous journey into the heart of the darkness. They scoured ancient texts and interviewed the eldest residents, piecing together the legend of an eclipse, not of the moon or sun, but of reality itself, orchestrated by a powerful entity known as the Dark Weaver. This being, a spinner of shadows and chaos, sought to envelop the world in darkness, feeding off the fear and despair that it bred. As they delved deeper into the mystery, the shadow creatures grew bolder, their attacks more frequent. It became apparent that these beings were the minions of the Dark Weaver, sent to thwart any who dared to challenge its reign. Emily and Thomas faced these threats head-on, their resolve hardening with each encounter. It was during one of these confrontations that they stumbled upon an ancient tome, hidden within the ruins of an old library. The book spoke of a ritual, a way to summon the Eclipse's core and confront the Dark Weaver in its domain. Armed with this knowledge, they prepared for the most dangerous part of their quest. They gathered the required artifacts, each one a beacon of light in the suffocating darkness, a lantern that never extinguished, a mirror that reflected the true self, and a bell whose sound was pure and clear. As they set the items in place, the air around them grew colder, the darkness thicker, until they stood on the edge of an abyss. With the completion of the ritual, the ground beneath them gave way, pulling them into the Eclipse's heart. Within this realm of shadows, they finally came face to face with the Dark Weaver, a creature of nightmares, its form constantly shifting, a maelstrom of darkness personified. It spoke in a voice that was a chorus of screams, taunting them, trying to drown them in despair. But Emily and Thomas stood firm, their bond alight in the darkness. The Dark Weaver revealed the sun's disappearance was no accident, but a carefully orchestrated plot to bring the world under its dominion. It sought to turn the town into a nexus of darkness from which it could spread its shadows across the globe. As the entity boasted of its impending victory, it made a fatal mistake. It underestimated the human spirit's resilience. In a heart-stopping climax, Emily realized that the key to defeating the Dark Weaver lay not in combat, but in sacrifice. The artifacts they had gathered were not weapons, but symbols of hope, and it was this hope that could reignite the sun. With a heavy heart, she understood that the ritual required a guardian, one who would stay behind to ensure the darkness remained sealed away. With tears in her eyes and a resolve as strong as the dying stars, Emily made the difficult choice to become that guardian. Thomas, devastated, argued against it, but deep down, he knew there was no other way. As they activated the ritual, a blinding light began to pierce the gloom, the darkness recoiling as if wounded. In their final moments together, Emily and Thomas shared a look of unspoken understanding, a promise that her sacrifice would not be in vain. As Thomas was thrust back into the world, the sun, a fiery phoenix reborn, rose above Shadow's crest for the first time in what seemed like an eternity. The shadow creatures, unable to withstand the purity of the light, vanished as if they had never been. The town slowly came back to life, its people emerging from their homes like flowers after a long winter. They celebrated the return of the sun, though none knew of the price paid for its light. Thomas, now the keeper of their story, dedicated his life to ensuring Emily's sacrifice would never be forgotten. He became a beacon of hope, a reminder that even in the darkest of times, there is light to be found. And so Shadow's crest thrived once again, a testament to the resilience of the human spirit. But if one were to venture into the heart of the forest, deep where the shadows still danced, they might glimpse a pair of luminous green eyes watching over them, a guardian, ensuring the darkness would never again consume their world. The story of Emily and Thomas, of their courage and sacrifice, became a legend whispered in the town of Shadow's Crest, a tale to inspire all those who heard it. For in the end, it was not just the sun that had been eclipsed by darkness, but the fear and despair that had threatened to engulf their hearts. And in its place, hope shone all the brighter, a beacon for all the world to see.